What are your thoughts now, briefly on like the whole show? Not, just the final episode. Like if you could kind of just summarize your thoughts on like the whole show at this point.
So coming into this year, after the announcement of the new slate for Disney Plus, I wasn't really that excited for WandaVision, because I mean we didn't know too much about those characters outside of what we've seen in the movies. I was excited for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier just because I knew I knew where they could take that show. So I was excited for the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I was excited for the Loki show, right? And then WandaVision was this very pleasant surprise that we got, right? And I think that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier took it even further, like they set the bar really high with these shows so far. So I think that, I don't want to put the two, I don't want to compare the two shows because they're very different in the way that they were billed, and they're very different in the way that they came off and that they were presented to us. But I think that if WandaVision nailed the landing, kicking off the Marvel Disney Plus slate, I think that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier successfully took the ball and took it a little bit further. Like it left off that slate for Loki to pick it up and take it wherever they wanted to take it from that point forward. Yeah. So, if there's a pass fail metric, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier clearly passes. If there's a 1 to 10 metric as to, how I felt about the show overall, it's got to be somewhere in that 8 to 9.5 range, and the only reasons that I would not give it that full 10 out of 10 is that full 10 out of 10 rating is because like I said, I didn't really care for the development and the direction they chose to take the Sharon character. I feel like, I feel like that whole power broker angle with her was dragged out a lot longer than it needed to be, and I feel like I didn't necessarily like where they ended with the John Walker character, but all of this stuff is objective, so overall I like the show and I like what they did with the two characters that the show was mainly about. So I liked it, and I would love to see a season 2. I really would, man. Like bring it back. Let's run it back.
Me too. I'm on board. I think with I think I probably would rate it about the same as like maybe like an 8.5 to 9 or something like that. And the thing with Sharon is it does seem a little weird. So I feel like they have to show us more about why she made that switch. Although I also have a theory about that I'm going to get into when we speculate in a minute. But I think they did a great job of keeping it focused on Sam and Bucky, right? And so that's why we didn't need Old Man Steve, and that's why we didn't need somebody else to show it from the MCU, and that's why that's why we didn't get more from John Walker at the end, because ultimately it wasn't about him, and they still have him around to cause trouble in the future or whatever he's going to be involved in. And I think that there's a lot they can do with his character, because he does kind of have this, he has these problems, and like I said, I wouldn't quite call him a villain, but he's definitely not a straight up like hero either.
Yeah. He's an anti-hero for sure. He's an anti-hero for sure.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, I mean, I think I'm pretty much on board with that. And I think looking back at it, like, I'm going to have to, like, take some time to reflect, and I may even, like, watch it all over again, because I think this movie got way deeper, or this show. I mean, it is kind of like a 6-hour MCU movie, but but I think it got way deeper than I expected it to. But like, I'm pleasantly surprised that that's what it did, because I kind of feel like if they hadn't given it the depth that it has and explored the themes that they did explore with it, that it would have been harder to get the fan base on board with Sam carrying the shield, maybe. And it might have just come off as like more of a shallow, now it's time for the next guy to like shove himself into the suit and like, not that I disliked Sam before this at all. I'm just saying I think that like the journey that they took him on and like the audience on through this was like important in some way. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense. Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. They earned they earned the ending of this show. You know, where they left the characters at, they earned it. You know, Sam, we didn't just get, you know, Sam inheriting the shield and a new cool outfit. You know, we got the full story, we got the full run. We had to deal with all of the emotional highs and lows of it. You know, we had to deal with, you know, some of the people having to lose their lives and different things like that. They earned it, you know, in this show, in the 6 episodes. I was a little concerned about the runtime just because, you know, we got 9 episodes with WandaVision, but those were significantly shorter episodes. You know, you would blink 2 times and the show would be over. So, and these were longer episodes. So, you know,
and I think overall, like the overall length of this show is actually more than WandaVision by a little bit.
Yeah, it is, you know. So essentially, you know, we got 2 3-hour movies, you know. Basically, exactly. It's basically what we got.